Errol Spence Jr. versus Sean Porter. They just had another press conference today. And Sean Porter didn't look too confident. That's more reason for me to believe that Errol Spence is going to win the fight. Sean Porter, the guy just looked like he's happy to get paid. But be that as it may, I want to talk about Errol Spence Jr. In my opinion, Errol Spence Jr. hasn't really been tested. Errol Spence Jr. resume speaks for itself. We're going to go ahead and dissect Errol Spence Jr. resume. The best place to do that is BoxRec. We got Errol Spence Jr. 25 wins, 21 KOs. He's 29 years old. He's only held one title in his entire career. The IBF, International Boxing Federation welterweight title. He has a 72-inch reach. Do you guys know Crawford have a 74-inch reach? Crawford has a longer reach than Errol Spence Jr. And Errol Spence Jr. is damn near 5'10". He's fighting Sean Porter. Errol Spence isn't being tested. He's fighting a guy in Sean Porter. Yes, Sean Porter. He's been in there with top guys. He's beaten top guys because of his style. But he's a small guy. He's not a natural 147-pound welterweight. He's a small guy. Let's look at Sean Porter. This is his 33rd fight. Well, he has had 33 fights. 33 fights. He's ranked number 3 by BoxRec. He's the number 3 welterweight right now. He's currently the WBC World Welterweight title holder. And Sean Porter, he's listed at 5'7". But when you look at Sean Porter and Errol Spence stand next to each other, you clearly see Errol Spence is about 4 inches taller than Sean Porter. Sean Porter is at least 5'5", 5'6", if he's not stuffing his shoes. So Errol Spence is fighting midgets. Let's look at Sean Porter's resume. Sean Porter has a way better resume than Errol Spence Jr. Eugenio Ugas, Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados, Andre Bertel. He lost to Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner, Eric Bonet. He lost to Kell Brook, but that was a majority decision, a close fight. That was when Kell Brook eye socket wasn't broke. He beat Paulie Malignaggi, Devin Alexander, Julio Diaz, Phil Greco, Julio Diaz again because of the split decision, so they rematched. Alfonso Gomez. Sean Porter has a very tough resume. Like, there's at least 7 or 8 names on here that we all know. And out of those 7 or 8 names, he's only lost the 2 top guys on that list. Now let's go to Errol Spence. Errol Spence, he's fighting Sean Porter. He's going to beat Sean Porter, we know that. So that's going to be his first really legitimate win. But he fought Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia moved up 2 weight classes. So Errol Spence has fought midgets back to back. Look, Sean Porter is listed at 5'7", right? But he's really like 5'5". Mikey Garcia is listed at 5'6". We've seen Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter stand next to each other. Mikey Garcia actually looked taller than Sean Porter. So BoxRec is on here lying, right? BoxRec is on here lying, right? Okay, let's go. Errol Spence fought Carlos Ocampo. Carlos Ocampo. Who's Carlos Ocampo? He's a Mexican. He's not even the number one Mexican in Mexico in that weight class. And at welterweight, he's the number 4 rank. He lost to Errol Spence by a KO. But look at his resume. Everybody he fought is from Mexico. Everybody he's fought is from Mexico. Let's go back to Errol Spence's resume. He's fighting a midget and Sean Porter, midget Mikey Garcia, who moved up 2 weight classes. That shows us that Sean Porter should have been down 2 weight classes. There's no reason for him to be fighting at 147. He's a small guy. He's not a natural welterweight. The one thing I noticed about Errol Spence, he hasn't beaten any undefeated world champions. He beat Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson has been a world champion before, but he has losses. And he wasn't a champion when he fought Errol Spence. That's not a good win. That's a win, that's a win, but that's not like a great win. You understand what I'm saying? So when Errol Spence talks about resume and he mentioned Lamont Peterson, that's not a great win. Let's look at Lamont Peterson for a second. Lamont Peterson has been in there with tough fights, but Lamont Peterson has lost all his toughest fights. Who was his biggest win? His biggest win was against Felix Diaz. Crawford stopped him. He got a majority draw against Felix Diaz. In the fight, a lot of people thought Felix Diaz won, right? Maybe his win against Derry Jean. Crawford also stopped Derry Jean, right? So when Errol Spence talks about resume, he mentioned Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson, the guy he fought, Crawford stopped. So who has Lamont Peterson beat for Errol Spence to say, oh, Lamont Peterson is one of the best guys on my resume? He lost to Timothy Bradley. He lost to Lucas Matiste by KO. Lucas Matiste lost to a guy Crawford defeated that didn't even win 1 round, right? Let me show you guys. Lucas Matiste, right? He lost to Victor Postol by knockout. Victor Postol lost to Terrence Crawford, right? 28-0 Terrence Crawford. They both were undefeated. Crawford has been fighting undefeated champions, right? He lost to Terrence Crawford. He didn't even win a round in that fight. Like, I was watching the fight. I couldn't even find a round to give Victor Postol. The same Victor Postol that knocked out Lucas Matiste. Lucas Matiste that knocked out one of Errol Spence's best guys on his resume, Lamont Peterson. Errol Spence's resume is disgusting. Let's go to Terrence Crawford's resume, right? He's ranked number 1 by BoxRec, and he's ranked number 1 in the world. As the U.S. ranked number 1 in the world. See that? I hope you guys see 1-1. He's pound for pound the best fighter in the world also. 74-inch reach. Last fight against Amir Khan. We all know Amir Khan's been in there with a lot of guys. Crawford stopped Amir Khan. Now I want you to pay attention. Crawford defeats guys who are undefeated champions. When we look at Errol Spence's resume, we never see stuff like this, right? We never see stuff like this. 27-0 Jose Benavidez Jr. Undefeated. He was a former world champion. Crawford defeated him by knockout. Jeff Horn defeated Manny Pacquiao. He was undefeated. World champion, right? This is what separates Terrence Crawford from Errol Spence. Crawford is beating up on guys who are undefeated world champions in their prime. Jeff Horn, who defeated Manny Pacquiao, who was a younger Manny Pacquiao. Crawford defeated Jeff Horn, undefeated world champion, right? Julius Indongo, an undefeated world champion, right? Felix Diaz. Crawford defeated Felix Diaz, who only has 1 loss to Lamont Peterson. That majority decision, Felix Diaz was an Olympic gold medalist, right? Amir Khan, Olympic silver medalist, right? John Molina Jr., he's from the PBC. Felix Diaz, he's from the PBC. So the PBC are willing to send these two guys, Felix Diaz and John Molina, to fight Crawford, but they're not willing to send Errol Spence to fight Crawford. When it comes to Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, different sides of the street. But John Molina he came from the other side of the street to fight Crawford. Felix Diaz came from the other side of the street to fight Crawford. Here we go again. Something that Crawford has over Errol Spence. Another undefeated world champion. 28-0 Victor Postal. Never been defeated. He lost to Terrence Crawford, right? Let's keep going. Deary Eugene, Henry Lundy. He was an okay opponent. Deary Eugene only had one loss to Lamont Peterson, but his loss to Lamont Peterson wasn't by knockout. Crawford knocked him out, right? Thomas Delorme, who recently had a tough fight with Jesse Vargas, Crawford knocked him out too, right? Ray Beltran, Crawford won by unanimous decision, won almost every single round. Undefeated former champion, Yuriorkis Gamboa, undefeated in his prime. You know how old Crawford was when he fought Gamboa? Crawford was like 25 years old. Gamboa was in his prime, never been defeated before. And what happened to Gamboa? He got stopped. He got knocked out, right? Ricky Burns. Crawford went overseas to fight Ricky Burns. Now the difference from Crawford resume and Errol Spence resume, Crawford has defeated undefeated world champions. We looked at Errol Spence resume. No undefeated world champions. None. No undefeated world champions, right? No. Look at Errol Spence resume. No undefeated world champions. The undefeated world champion he fought was Mikey Garcia, but it wasn't for a belt. The only undefeated world champion he fought was Mikey Garcia, but Mikey Garcia was a champ at 135, not at 147. So that don't count, right? Carlos Ocampo, he wasn't a world champion. He was undefeated, but he wasn't a world champion, and he has never fought no top competition, all guys in Mexico. Kell Brook wasn't an undefeated world champion. He had already taken a loss, so he wasn't as confident as he should have been going into the Errol Spence fight, right? Plus his eye was already broken. Errol Spence's resume is 100% suspect. Crawford has been into deep waters, fought undefeated world champions, while Errol Spence continued to fight midgets and guys that's already been beat. But yeah, guys, I just wanted you to take a look at the resumes, because everybody says, who is Crawford fought? Who is Errol Spence? Who has Errol Spence fought? He's fighting these guys that are not undefeated world champions. That's why he only has one belt to show. And he's fighting midgets back to back. That's why he doesn't want to fight the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. But he's talking about different sides of the street, when Crawford has already fought people from that side of the street and knocked both of them out. He stopped both of them. Al Heyman got tired of sending his guys over there because Crawford was knocking them out. Crawford is the only guy in boxing history that an entire organization wants to not recognize a belt because they want to keep Errol Spence away from Terrence Crawford. But yeah, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this, and let me know in the comment section how you feel about Errol Spence continue to fight these midgets and guys with losing records, but he wants to talk about resume. When he only has one belt, he needs to beat an undefeated champion in his prime before he talks resume.